I chose the polar bear because it has a lightsaber and it also runs faster than a T-Rex. So if both of them start on the ground, then the polar bear could run closer to the T-Rex legs and then, chop them off.
Today is Monday. It is August 8th, and we're just gonna start with icebreakers, superlatives, goal setting, all the basic sort of what's going on here type things. Any questions so far? What is a refutation? So a refutation speech is a speech formed by a set of responses to the arguments your opponent made in their opening speech. And it's a strategic way to make your arguments more important in a debate, and this is also the speech where most of the clash in the debate occurs.
Usually we separate refutations into offense and defense, or offensive refutations and defensive refutations. So an offensive refutation would be a counter-argument that gives the judge a reason to vote for you, whereas a defensive argument would be a counter-argument that blocks or disproves your opponent's arguments, but does not further your own.
Hi.
So there's 11 people left on the earth, but God is like, no, you can only save 7 of them. So we'll give you the descriptions of all 11 people, and collectively you guys have to decide which 7 to save and which 4 to throw up.
I think we should save the Dane family, all 3 of them, because one, they all have good background. They're all they all have something specific that they can do very well. And if you're gonna take one of them, then you're gonna have to take the whole family too.
What if we just throw off everyone?
So our resolution is resolved. The United States federal government should adopt a carbon tax.
We all know how important and crucial using energy is to our daily lives, and most of the time that energy comes from burning fossil fuels. But in the long run, fossil fuels cannot support us for enough time, not to mention causing damage to our environment. This also makes switching to renewable energy sources such as solar, hydro, and wind a way to enhance environmental stability. One critical way to cut down carbon emissions is through taxing, as people would use less of fossil fuels when they cost more.
So first of all, my opponent said that the carbon tax would encourage people to convert to green energy. But there are actually better ways to make people convert to green energy without ruining their finances. For example, they said that as oil prices rise, people want to buy electric vehicles, and with a carbon tax, other carbon intensive industries want to switch, except the government that makes things more expensive. Instead, the government can subsidize green energy, which makes them cheaper instead of more expensive, and you get the same result of people switching to green energy. First of all, with a carbon tax, it would make healthcare more expensive. And the carbon tax effects aren't immediate. So people are already on their way to get a disease from pollution in the air, and healthcare has now become more expensive because of the carbon tax. Maybe in 20 years that can make a difference, but right now, for this more expensive healthcare, how would you suggest that these lower income families who now cannot afford the healthcare, how are they going to get past this?
Well, like I said before, the government, you said that obviously the effects of stopping carbon emissions aren't immediate, but the tax money coming in is definitely immediate, which means they could still put that money towards, assisting these lower income families who are directly affected by climate change.
The government can adjust the taxes based on people's financial status to make the taxes more fair, especially towards lower income families or people who cannot afford those taxes. The government is, like I said, is able to give back dividends towards families that would greatly help them offset the price for clean energy. Our opponent stated how human health and environmental health is pretty much just as important as economy, which is true. But I would like to state that human and environmental health comes first, as we outweigh our opponent in magnitude, scope, and reversibility. We all know that climate change is irreversible after it reaches the tipping point. So there's no fixing and there's no going back. But like I said, economy is always fixable and does not have as big as an impact in comparison to climate change, which is a global problem and needs to be addressed first.